What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and we are back after a week break in the SRL APAC Championship League Racing Series. We are finally back. Here's the reminder of the championship standings from the last round at Azerbaijan. Ryan has an 8-point gap over Warden and Ben. Constructors, you can see there, Force India and Ferrari at the top, leading the way, and McLaren sitting in 5th with myself and Matt. But there was a bit of an interesting moment there with Mitchie. He was having a bit of lag issues, and I myself was having a bit more internet issues, lag as well, but I'll get onto that a bit later. But you can see now going through the qualifying highlights now. Going into this one, I put a lot of practice into this round of SRL, considering it was going to be the same weekend as AOR at the same venue. So I mean, I felt pretty confident coming into this race, but you can see they're having a little few sideways moments coming out of turn 7. Not really sure there, but you can see there's a wheel on track there, and I believe it probably came from I'm Death Bro, who is just off to the left there. He's retired from the race. Sorry, not retired from the race. Retired from qualifying, I should say. Getting a little bit ahead of myself, but yeah, 7 and 8, as you can see there now. Jetson says the fastest lap. We go into P3 with a 19.068, which I felt like I could go a lot more quicker than that. I felt like possibly 18s, maybe. I mean, 17s was probably a long shot, but at least getting into the 18s was my goal. So I went for a second lap, just ran a little bit too wide coming into turn 5, which probably ruined it a little bit. But yeah, you can just see it at sector time, and that losing the rear end out of turn 10 probably didn't really help my cause. So that was pretty much my lap done. I just aborted it and pretty much came back into the lane. And yeah, I mean, it was looking all right so far, I must admit, as we'll be able to see in the sector times in a minute, which I was so excited to see about. But you can see now just getting rid of all the fuel and doing my usual thing, really, putting on another set of soft tyres. But you'll be able to see in a minute, see the sector times. I'm the fastest in sector 1. I was so shocked when I saw this, but I think a few other guys may have validated their lap times, but I think Warden possibly was the other one that did fastest to sector 3. I'm not sure, a bit hard to tell there, but you see now heading out on our second run. I didn't come out of the pits too quickly. I could see there was cars coming down the front straight there, so I let Conrad go through there. And there was another car way back when, but I let him go at turn 10, which was Pomps for the win in the Williams. I don't think he really set a lap time this earlier on, but it was. Let me just say, like, it was a little bit difficult to as XEDONA retires from the. It was a bit hard to find a little bit of like track space. You can probably tell from my first run, just trying to back off as much as I can just to have enough room between myself and the road. But yeah, Poms has now retired. He's obviously thinks his qualifying's enough. But yeah, continuing on the second run here, probably going to show you a majority of this lap anyway. But yeah, nice run through there. But second time was not great, I must admit. So I continued on anyway to see if I could make any gains. As Conrad gets out of the way as well. Going to get a little bit tighter there into turn 5. And trying to get a good run out of there. I tried launching it from second and third earlier on the lap as someone else, I think the Neon Tridome has retired as well. But got to take it, have full commitment through here. And turn 9, I pretty much nearly did it. The tiny little roll out of it there. But again, the sector time wasn't great. So I continued on anyway, because I think the final one was the worst of it. But then I lose the rear end, probably took the curb at 11, and yeah, that was pretty much on my lap ruin anyway. So in the end, I dropped back to P8, which yeah, wasn't really great. I felt like like I said, 18s were possible, but Warden takes pole position again, and see Matt Mardick there in second and Ryan in third. So as always, great job from those guys. They really take it to the next level, and you should see them in AOR. They really take it to the next level. But coming to the race strategy, it was an absolute definite one stop here. There was no other way of putting it here. some soft to hard tyres. Possibly the last round we'll ever do with the soft and the hard tyres in the F1 game. But as we head off from the formation lap, there's already a little bit of beef and barge between Jetson and Zombie, and both of them get disqualified from the formation lap. So there's always a lot of fun in the formation lap, don't you worry about that. But nothing really else happened. But here we go. After a week, it's breaks west. We're ready to go for SRL. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Spain. Felt like a little bit longer hold, but as you'll be able to see here, like I said earlier, my internet was not obeying by my rules here, and nearly ran up the rear of, I think that might have been Neon Tridome there, I think. I'm not really sure. It looked like him anyway, but yeah, this was not really helping my cause. You could just see, I think it was my internet. I believe it was. I think there's no other way of putting it. I did not turn it off before this race, so it probably did cause a little bit of issues for me, because just tell it's a bit hard to really know when to pass or when they're actually going to lag back at you, because that was my little worry there. As you can see, getting sideways out of 7 there, but try and get a nice run here. Not too much dirty air, but just trying to avoid all the chaos here. But go for a late braking move here on Conrad, but still holding it on in there. We're going to have to do it the hard way. Fortunately, we get a little tangled up in his left rear, and again, just like in qualifying, we're off at turn 12. So, oh dear, it's basically been put back to last now. So now all I've got to do is just really push. What else I've got to say is Mitchie does not take that corner at all. I think he misjudged that completely there. I think we might see that in the replays a bit later. But yeah, lap 2. There's still a lot of kerfuffle going on. Mitchie running a little bit wide there, and you'll be able to see further up the order there, XEDONA and the Renault. He was lagging badly. I don't know what it is with XEDONA. His internet, it's like one week it's great, next week it could be complete shit. But you just see, look how bad it is. He's got the red cross there. Really is horrible. But yeah, the lagging on my screen was definitely not helping the cause. But you'll be able to see through the chicane. Looked like XEDONA spun, but no, it's lag again. So, I mean, I wasn't really too worried at that stage of the race anyway. But had a look up the inside here on Michi. And again, the lag didn't really help. So I aborted it, and now you can cut a bit further on, and now these two are having a little ding-dong. I go up the inside here, but then again, XEDONA's lagging badly, so Mitchie let me through here, coming out of turn 5. So now I have to hopefully try and get past this weird-ass car that's disconnecting, lagging all over the shop. You can just see I was getting close, but in actual fact, he was a fair distance away. But XEDONA actually was putting a move on the, yeah, he ran wide there, but you can just see that lagging's not really helping. It's affected Palms to the win here. Got tangled up in that, and well, that was an easy spot for me. So back into P11, nearly in the points. So next goal really was to just try and get past as quick as I can, and XEDONA did not take that corner, I don't think, either. So, but what you're about to see next was my worst fears. We're coming into turn 3 now, and unfortunately we got tangled up with the laggy XEDONA car. So, and unfortunately got Pomps to the win, got caught up in my accident as well. I did apologise afterwards, just to say like that I blamed XEDONA big time for these lag there. I probably should have sent that to the stewards, but being an idiot like me, I forgot all about it. But was originally sticking to go onto the hard tyres, but the strategy changed at the last minute, and I went for it. And unfortunately, I've been now put onto what is now going to be the 3-stop, I think. So, well, not the 3-stop, the 2-stop, I should say. But in again for another set of soft tyres. And away we go. Poms actually came in as well. He's on the harder compound, so he'll be definitely going for a long run, but his day's just gone horribly wrong. But Let's have a look at the replays from the start. He's on board with the reigning champ, New Zealand Ryan. This pretty much slots in right behind both Ben and Warden. Ben had a look up the inside here into turn 1, but thought twice. And these guys pretty much settle into their position, so nothing really going on there at the early part of that part. But a bit further down the fit grid, a replay with Jetson. Get a relatively good start there compared to Zombie. And going into turn 1, Neon and Jared there getting a bit tight there into turn 1, but Zombie goes around the outside, or it was the inside, but they get tangled, the Zombie and Neon, so they'll probably give Jetson a nice run here up into turn 4. And Neon's covering the inside line, and Jetson's going to have to do it the long way here. It will turn into the inside line for this corner coming up, and Jetson goes to go down the inside and gets the move done. So already up into P6 for Jetson. So a bit further on at the lap 2. A look on the inside of a Zombie, but again, he's just lining him up, trying to get a great run coming out of this turn through 2 and 3. Now thinks about it, coming into 4. There's a look up the inside, puts it up there, but the Zombie, there's plenty of traction coming out of that corner, but the Jetson's going to have a look down the inside. No, Zombie holds him off for the time being, so it's going to be an interesting battle later on in the race. Mitchie's on board. Now again, he was another one that was caught up by bad lag, so I think he was just being courteous and just letting the field go through there so that no one got affected by his lag. So he's pretty much getting caught up. Oh, that's the XEDONA there, and that's Palms on the wind going off at turn 1. But Mitchie running very wide there, and that was an easy spot for XEDONA. And yeah, Mitchie's now back into 13th position, dead last. So you can just see in the foreground there, XEDONA, and well, again, his lag is really, really bad on Mitchie's screen, so was not really helping his cause. But a bit further on, he's up into turn 10. That's Palms up the inside of XEDONA. And yeah, pretty simple move there. And there I am off to the left there. And that was a pretty easy move there for Mitchie. So nothing really going on there. I think you'll be able to see he just runs a bit wide at the final chicane and absolutely cuts it. So I think he had to really, couldn't quite make the corner. Maybe could have slowed up a little bit, but yeah, it is just one of those things. But this is what was going on up in front here, I believe. So with XEDONA and Palms to the win. No, it's just somewhat, no. They can just show you how bad his lag was. So they then cut the lap later. If they're running so wide, just Mitchie there. Takes out the DRS sign. I don't think we really needed it much. So, and then on to lap 4, that was when the moment happened. You could just tell on Mitchie's screen, XEDONA was nowhere to be seen. And fortunately, both he and I were caught up badly there. And there's Jared off to the left there on board with his teammates. So, like I said, Jarrett's just not having any luck really recently. So I really hope he gets his form back to where it was when he was joined the league racing side of things. I think it was back in AOR. Anyway, but here's Jetson making a move down the inside on Zombie. Fairly simple move there. Plenty of DRS there, and into P4 he goes. So not a bad start for Jetson, making up a few spots already. It's on lap 6 anyway. So yeah, but back to me. I was not thrilled about going on to another set of soft tyres. I probably wanted to go onto the hard tyres and then maybe go for a run on the softs at the end. But I think that the next part of this few laps were just setting personal best lap times and just trying to bridge the gap down a little bit more to the guys in front. But here we go, back on board with Ben, who's putting a lot of pressure on Warden here for the lead up the inside at 4. But I think he held him off there. But end of lap 6, we did a 1:22.9, which, I mean, it's not brilliant, to say the least, but you can just tell now, still setting, even setting purple sector times. I don't think that's true, because I'm not definitely not quicker than the guys in front anyway, but had a little moment coming through the chicane, final chicane. Now coming around the final corner, and we set a 1:22.0, which pace wasn't really too bad considering, but I've no idea. I think I was compromising the line there, and I've usually a big time track extending there, and my engineer picked up on it, the little mistake, and tried to calm the nerves. I don't think it really helped a lot, but now cut on to lap 8, and Ben again putting a lot of pressure on Warden. Just doesn't seem to quite have the pace here, and there he goes up the inside. There'll be touching between these two. We're still on with Ben's video, but on board with New Zealand Ryan, and Ben goes around the outside of 5 and gets the race lead. So now we're properly on board with Ryan, and Warden struggling through turn 9. Did not have the best of exits there, and now Ryan's going to take full advantage here. Just look at the traction he gets here. Warden puts up a fair valiant effort, but in the end has to concede, so that puts Ryan up into P2 there. But now at the end of starting lap 9, Conrad came in to the pits, so that gave us an easy spot up at the P11 there. So
yeah, that was an all right run.
Nothing really going on there, but we obviously Jetson having a little slide coming out of turn 12. And that's given Zombie the incentive there to have a look, but yeah, cut to lap 10, nothing really happened a lot. So but Ben comes in on lap 10, pretty simple pit stop there, and comes out just ahead of Warden, who came in on the end of lap 8, I think. Anyway, and now Ryan responds on the lap later. He puts on the hard tyres, but look at this. He does a massive overcut. It has worked big time here, and Ben has picked up on it on his video as well. But Warden had a look up the inside there of 1. That's a big overcut there for Ryan, and that's given him the race lead, and probably he'll just speed away from the rest of these two. But now Jetson also came in on lap 11, put on the hard tyres, and Zombie went for another lap, I believe. So now Michi pitted as well. He put on the hard tyres as well. So I think majority of the field are going the 1 stop, except for maybe Conrad, who's possibly going for 2 stop. But in that process, while Michi was being pitted, we gain an extra spot as well again. So, but I know I have to stop again. That's a dead set given. There's no way I can get these soft tyres to the end, but there's Jetson, and that's Zombie just leaving the pits. And look at the amount of gap that he's made, Jetson, on Zombie. So pretty simple move there, and Michi now getting overtaken by Conrad, legendary Steve Bingham. Fairly simple move there for Conrad, and possibly because he's on a bit of fresher rubber, but Michi's not giving up hope yet. Gonna have a look here, but no, I think he settles back into that position. So now Ben's trying to put a move here on Death Bro, who's not stopped yet. He's going for the long run here. But this is not helping him in his battle with a Ryan, but it's a little close moment there between the two of them, and now Ben finally gets him. So and now we can jump into P9 because XEDONA is now pitted for his one and only stop. At this point, I'm really still pushing on just to get the most out of these tyres, and fortunately, XEDONA left the session with, again, internet issues, but that's definitely not the way how you ride the curves around Spain, but that was a bit better coming through the final chicane. But turn 13 was probably not the ideal one, but I took the tyres as long as I could, and you can see now it is getting to the point. I knew that it was going to be relatively easy stint. The hard tyres weren't going to do it from about here, so I thought next best would have to be the mediums anyway. So, but I've really worked that left-hand side a lot, 70-odd% compared to the right-hand side of 50-odd%. So these mediums should definitely go to the end. So, and I should have some pace, which is the key here. So basically, I've dropped all the way back to dead last now, but I think a few other guys have still yet to pit it. I should say. Now, Ben under a bit of attack now from Warden. Your eyes don't deceive you. He's actually on the hard tyres. That's a bit of a tyre glitch there, I think. So now Warden takes position 2 off Ben. It's going to be interesting to see how long those tyres last, because he came in a couple of laps earlier. But you can see Jetson, he was a bit under pressure from Jared the lap earlier, and this time he actually let Jared go through, who's now also on the 2-stop. But cut a bit further on, and actually Jared pits at the end of that lap anyway. So
yeah, I could have just held him behind me.
Yeah, you can understand Jetson's frustration there of letting him go for a lap, and then he comes into the pits. So yeah, it was a weird one. I was a little bit cautious here with the XEDONA's ghosted car. He did rejoin, but fortunately he got a bit of cramp which seemed a little bit weird, but I didn't know whether it was actually cramping of like the hands or something, but it might have been the legs. So that's end of lap 19. It's at a 1:21.9, so pace didn't seem really too bad, but that's not really how you work that final chicane, and using every single bit of road like what they did in real life F1 at the Spanish Grand Prix. But as you can see now, we get Conrod, that's P11, so we're not far away from the points. But now cut back to Ben on lap 21, and that's Warden having a little slide coming out of turn 4. So he's starting, I think maybe starting to feel the effects of tyre wear, I'm not sure. But again, the goal here was just setting personal best again on these medium tyres, and XEDONA's just sacrificed himself again. You'll be able to see his car off to the left there, and it didn't really matter in our world anyway. But let's look at Ben. He's putting a heap of pressure on Warden. Not to have to do this round the outside, which will turn to the inside line through here. He just manages to hold on to Warden, but you're going to have to really hold on around here. But I think Warden will hold him off for the time being. He did look up the inside of 4, but thought better of it anyway. But again, that really didn't help. McCall's now got a 3-second time penalty, so that's continued on anyway. But the end of this lap, this is my personal best time, my fastest lap of the race, which was 1:21.4. I mean, the pace felt good race-wise, but as you can see now, starting to slowly catch up to Pomps of the Wind, who's been on those hards since what, lap 4, I think lap 4 or something. So he'll be really starting to feel the effects, but he actually does come into the lane on lap 23. So I think he will be putting on the soft tyres to the end. He should have some pace, but whether he can get back to the points or not, it's another question. And lap 26, you just tell now Pomps has got a lot of pace, 120.8. But now back to Ben. We've cut a few laps later on lap 28 onto lap 29, but Warden did not have the greatest of exits out of that final chicane, and Ben actually sets his fastest lap, his personal best of the race. But now again he's going to go around the outside, but this time a bit more contact, and now he's finally got him this time. But yeah, cut down to lap 28, still pushing on as hard as I can. We've now caught up to Mitchie, who's, I think, starting to struggle on those hard tyres. And it'll be interesting to see when we can pass him here. But I think we're probably going to line him up here with the DRS. It's a bit of a risky move there, nearly Daniel Ricciardo-like, but that was pretty simple there. And Mitchie holds on to the spot for now. But it was worth a shot, getting an extra, well, point really. I mean, it doesn't really matter much, but the championship battle I have with Penske, but the run out of the final chicane was not brilliant. Copped the sausage curve a bit too much, and again, that left-hand side was working a lot more on the tyres, but there I am, and out of shot I go. So, I mean, it was worth a dive anyway, don't get me wrong. So, but now cut a bit lap later, and still putting pressure on Mitchie again, but this time I've just played a little bit more cautiously through here. Probably the ideal spot was going to be turn 1, but again, the lag was not helping. Just being a little bit cautious here. Didn't ever think about it if I was close enough here up to the final chicane, but that was probably a risky move. I don't think I've ever seen anybody pass at the last chicane, but Mitchie doesn't have I don't think has the greatest of runs coming out of the final corner there, but his lag doesn't really help a lot. But We're actually getting a little bit closer here, and someone's taking out the 50-meter board. Whoever that was, I have no idea, but now I finally get the move done. But you'll be able to see in a moment on Mitchie's on board, but there we go, up to P9. Next car is way up the road. It's Death Pro. But you'll be able to see what actually happened here. And as we go here, there's Mitchie. There I go up the inside. Unfortunately, Mitchie got a little bit of my contact, which I did not realise at this stage, but he was even contemplating of coming into the pits at the end of the lap. But yeah, that was a weird kind of warning, I must admit. Probably a little bit too much there, but here's Ryan having a little slide coming out of turn 12. I think he's got a fair margin up the road from Ben anyway, so I think he can afford to slide a little bit, but he's pretty well dominated this race anyway. So that's here we come, coming around the final chicane, a little sideways, but again, we're known to this spot really. It's another P9 result, getting some good points for McLaren, so can't really complain there. But that's the podium. Ryan won from Ben and Warden. Pretty much the usual top three that's been this whole season, so nothing's really changed at this stage. But hopefully someone can go up there in the mix very soon and break this stranglehold, basically, of these three on podium. But yeah, there's the rest of the results on your screen there. There's a lot of penalties, I must say, but yeah, P9 not too bad. It could have been a lot more better, just maybe despite the internet issues I had, plus the lag. Again, didn't really help my cause, but you just go through the incidents there. You can pause it to have a look yourself. But here's the championship standings as we speak. So Ryan has extended his gap to 15 points over Warden. Ben's another 3 points behind, but now in currently P13 for myself. So I think we've made up a few spots, but not too much. But constructors-wise, yeah, not really much has changed there. I don't think we're still in 5th. McLaren, Force India still leading the way over Ferrari. And, yeah, Sauber still yet to score a single point. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Comment down below what you thought about that race. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more SRL and other league racing content on F1 2017. Plus, plenty more video gaming content as well. Plus, follow me down on my social media links there down in the description. Be sure to hit that bell button as well so you don't miss any of my new videos. But for the moment, guys and girls, until the Canadian Grand Prix, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.